And finally, we answer the question on how to win a game of Project Waifur. Now, there are 4 methods to do this, starting off with the most common one, which is to reduce your opponent's score to 0 and then dealing 1 more damage to score. We simply reduce our opponent's score by deleting our opponent's characters. Now, let's just say Ram, right now our character was deleted by our opponent. So, before we do anything with the cards on the board, we simply do a score check. We check if our score is empty or not. If our score is empty, we simply lose the game right then and there. However, if we do have cards in score, we have to do score damage. In which case, we simply look at our character's max level at the time of deletion, which in this case is Ram level 3. We add 1, which makes 4. Therefore, we take 4 cards from score to our hand. After we take cards to our hand, delete or remove all cards from field that are attached to the character that was deleted and send them to cooldown, which means we have to take all the updates, all the upgrades, all cards from cache, as well as all cards from charge, and send them to cooldown. We also delete all cards that are currently installed, which means that all card effects that trigger upon deletion will still trigger. Now, these cards are also of course then sent to cooldown. And then finally, our level 1 character card is not removed from the field, but instead placed face down back into her zone. And as a reminder, you are allowed to place her back face up during your next update phase. And let's just continue and say, okay, next up, Wicked is now deleted. Our opponent deletes Wicked, in which case now we have to do a score check. We look at our character, level 2, we add 1, which is free in total, which means we have to now take free cards from score to our hand. However, score in this case does not have enough cards to take to our hand equal to the amount we have to, so no matter our character level, if we do not have enough cards in score but at least a minimum of 1, we simply take all remaining cards to our hand instead. Then, of course, the entire process of character deletion, deleting all the cards, and this one has a deleted card effect. So this one triggers, place to face up, which is the effect. And then now our score is empty, but we still yet have not lost the game. If our opponent does 1 more deletion, since our score is empty, we simply lose the game. The second method on how to win a game is very simple. If your opponent does not have any active character cards, Waifur cards, on the field, your opponent loses the game. The third method on how to win a game is if you do not have cards in your deck and then have to draw a card but cannot. In that moment, you lose the game. And finally, simply if a card effect states that you have won the game, you win the game.